So yeah, continuing with that. Sorry, a person's eyes they change with the seasons, and what else? Like all the different parts of the eye are all different. Um, I've known not to do that for two reasons. One, when I was younger, I found out that it'd be treated like kind of like a circus act in a way, which I didn't really appreciate. So I didn't do it for that reason. And later on, I found out that girls really love that. Probably a little too much. So guys just say some things about her eyes so that it's just like, you know. Anyway, it's they really like that. A little too much. Anyway, but yeah, um, yeah. What else here? Art galleries. Yeah, I mentioned that briefly before. I never really went to them. It's like, yeah, it's nice to see paintings and all that stuff, but it's just not. It's like, yeah, it's a bunch of colors. Well, should I say a bunch of variants of three colors: red, green, and blue. So there you go. Clothing. Oh, shopping for clothes. I hated doing that. Having to try everything on, just getting the fights over people saying I do not want to wear that. Saying, but it matches this, and so what? I'm not wearing it. Anyway, it's gotten a little better over the years, but I've memorized enough to be able to do again solids on my own. So that's what I do. Um, Now, what do I expect from putting the glasses on? If they don't work, well, that's fine. There's a small chance that'll happen. If they do work, I expect a radical change in my worldview. For one thing, I will have a color opinion for the first time in my life. Um, Not only just with matching clothes, but any visual or graphic arts. That'll all be an issue. I look forward to seeing sunrises and sunsets in fuller glory. I've always appreciated them as is. Um, I am curious as to how it will affect my view of other people's eyes, especially my immediate family. And um, ah, skin. This is something that's more directed for people of color blindness than not. So if you're not colorblind, take this. Just know this comes from color blindness, color deficiency. But to me, everyone looks like they have green skin. I don't care where on the planet you're from, you have green skin. Um, it's physically impossible for me to be racist in that regard. So when I'm thinking about these kinds of things, it's like, well, what about social expectations that various groups have, not just ethnicities, but you know, all across the borders, identities, all that kind of stuff, sensitivities. How then to have that so readily available to be determined? Because I've always seen people as people, but now it's just like I'll actually be able to see if the glasses work. I'll actually be able to see the basis for a very terrible ideology, the whole racism thing. I don't know if I want to see that, um, but for me at this point, I wouldn't necessarily change my views on that. It would just give me another insight of more of that person's self-expression that I'll be able to witness via my senses. So there you go. But people will still be people. But yeah, I remember in my teen years, I was watching or caught a glimpse of an old Star Trek episode, and they're talking about aliens with green skin, and for about a week, I didn't know who around me was an alien and who was actually human. I kid you not. To this day, that is an act of faith for me. It really is. Unless I see someone bleeding or dissected, which I don't do with people, but unless I see that, then I kind of know that they are human. Otherwise, it's just blind faith. So, yeah. Don't worry, I'm sure you're fine. All the people with green hair and green skin, like me. anything else I expect to do? Change. Ooh, flying. One of the things that the doc said shortly after I was diagnosed was I should not be able to be expected to fly. As a person who's just coming into their teenage years, being told that you can't do something, you're gonna do it. I did not commandeer any planes, don't worry, but I did spend countless hours during the next 4 years studying wing design, hours and hours on flight simulators, even though those were, on very old PCs at the time. But yeah, I've always had a love of flying. Would always have very intelligent